Just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas out there. Stay safe, eat good. You know what I mean? Tear that motherfucking food up, nigga. And if you got some peach cobbler, nigga, you better save my big ass something because I'm hungry as fuck, my nigga. Until next time, man, I catch y'all little bitches later. Stay safe and Merry Christmas, motherfucker.
Yes. Y'all better save me a plate or two, you know what I'm saying? Oh, good lord. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very festive and jolly, happy, very, very Merry Christmas. Yes, thank you, EDP, for that very heartwarming Christmas wish. What's going on, guys? Merry Christmas, happy holidays. We're almost close. We're almost there to a very, very tumultuous year closing for all of us. But I do want to wish all of you guys a very Merry Christmas. As you can see, I have some good Christmas jazz lounging music on the background. Wanted to be festive. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a show for those that have gone through a tumultuous year or is going through a tumultuous period as of right now. So here I am. I want to make sure you guys can hear me well. First things first. You know me, I like to always check when my mic is on point. So let me know how my mic's going so far, and then we'll see what we can do here. It's going so far, and then we'll see what we can do here. Alright. Oh, cool. You guys can hear me. Awesome. I was getting a little worried. Alright. Oh, cool. You guys can hear me. Awesome. Alright, let's see. I was getting a little worried. Double checking my microphone. Oh, here. Cool. You guys can hear me. Awesome. Okay. Alright. Well, folks, December 25th, 2020. It's probably a little bit different of a celebration than usual. If you can hear my background at the moment, there's some vacuuming going on and what have you. Just tidying up here before we have a festive family Christmas dinner and all that. So, how you guys doing today? If you guys haven't noticed, right? Okay, hold on. Let me pull this out because I need you to understand where I'm at right now and why it's going to be one of those newscasts. Look at this. Some beautiful Bombay Sapphire Gin. Look at that. I already finished like 1/3 of the bottle. Now, granted, Hakeem knows how to handle it. Well, let me put it this way. Hakeem, years ago, could handle his liquor. Now, probably not so much. But it's a festive Christmas season, so we are going to do this properly. We are going to enjoy this festive day. And, however, we're shooting the shit. That's basically what we're doing today. I really have no topics. I really have no structure. I really have no plan. We're just here, just gonna shoot the shit. If you guys have any questions on the chat, I'll answer whatever question you've got. I have the video player on YouTube loaded, so we can even watch some videos that you would like to watch, as long as it's appropriate. And as long as it's on YouTube, I'll look for it and we can watch it and have fun and be festive and laugh at things and be amused and be excited and mark out and all that stuff. We're gonna have fun today. We're gonna have a fun newscast, man. It's been a really hectic year, and I don't want it to be a depressing newscast. I don't want it to be a depressing end to this year. You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to have fun. We're going to do the best we can. If you have a drink in your hand, if you have a drink by your side, you can drink along with me throughout this newscast. If you don't drink, water's just as cool. Juice, Bang, Arizona, whatever you drink that makes you feel good, that's fine too. Sound like a jazz radio announcer. You're listening to K Newscast. As we're in the sultry, sadistic, yet satisfying jazz Christmas music on this voluptuous holiday. The fuck? Yeah, so let's see here. See, a lot of people are joining in. Alright. So, first things first, while I wait for you guys' questions and requests to watch stuff on YouTube and all that good stuff. First of all, I want to address something about ACW. It's something ACW related, but the next episode of Excel, which would be Excel number 106, that will be the final show or event from ACW in 2020. It should be able to come out, I believe. I want to do it by Sunday or Monday. Either or one of those days is probably the most usual. Or I'll give you more information. I'll give you more details about that live Excel episode we'll do. But yes, Excel 106 will be the final ACW related show or event of 2020. So we already got the last impulse of the year, which was the Truth Hurts episode 110, which is available on demand on our main channel. So, first question by my man Duckett. So, who's the first Impact wrestler going to be on AEW? I don't know, man. I mean, it could be anybody. Honestly, I think I guess the Good Brothers could count if they're on Kenny Omega's entourage of Don Callis, so maybe them. I would personally like to see Chris Bay, maybe in an AEW setting. I think people like Deonna Purrazzo might be somebody that can also join that whole rank and file. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have heard the reports already, but there is some rumors about WWE snatching up Impact superstars coming up. Right now, I want to be festive here, right? I want to be a little festive here today. So I don't want to be too ranty, if you will, today. But yeah, that's the reported rumor. And, that's just typical WWE trying to snatch talent that they don't have any use for or have any potential plans to make stars. They just want to hoard every talent possible to keep people like New Japan and AEW away from them. That's the same song and dance. And, look, I'm not going to stop anybody from signing for security or financial security, if that. But you sign in to get what you're going to get into. Don't sign for this company and then complain to me in 2 years when they don't use you to your potential. You know the score. You know the score. You know what's going to go on here. So if you're going to do it, then do it. I'm not going to stop you, but it's the name of the game. You have multiple options. You don't have to go there. You can, but you don't have to. So, let's see here. Yes, Jamal Bedlam, the current CCL World Champion, is in the building. First things first, I am proud of that man. As somebody that knew that he would be somebody if he took that extra step in CAW, it does my cold heart joy to know that Jamal's now at the top of the mountain. So, kudos and congratulations to my brother Jamal there. Yes, I do sound like a smooth jazz host. I know. I love jazz. I don't know if I've told you this before, but I do love jazz. It's kind of my, next to hip hop, it's kind of my favorite genre. So maybe I have the voice for it. Who knows? Rain Axe, are you having a good Christmas? Pretty decent. Can't really complain. About to eat in a couple of hours. Talk and spend time with the family. Can't really complain. Unless something that is completely out of the spectrum comes up, but who knows? Yes, Chris Bay is amazing. He is amazing. Chris Bay is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I saw his work. I saw him wrestle Rich Swann, I believe, at Final Resolution this month. Dude is talented, man. And I know that AEW and Cody in particular were trying to bring him in last year, before Impact eventually scooped him up. But I do see big things for Chris Bay, and I honestly do see him in AEW at some point. But I do also see interest from WWE as well. So, but Chris Bay is one of the few talents out there from a non-WWE or AEW perspective that actually is talented in what they do and will have actually big promise going forward. Eris, did you get anything cool for Christmas? I bought me a new laptop. I think that's joyous enough for me. That's the reason why you're having a non-choppy newscast for once, because I finally had to get a new laptop, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not here for a PS5. I'm not here for a new TV. I just want a new laptop. If I can get that, that's all that matters to me, right? So, yeah, I'm happy though. Let's see here. I was gonna pull up for the homie. Rightfully so, Jamal. Thank you. Red and Goofball. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Merry Christmas to you, man. UWF Voltage, aka Jason Brown, who is currently recovering from his COVID illness, which I'm thankful that he did. So make sure you guys give him a shout out on the chat. But he says, so Hakeem, first, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, my brother. Second, what match that you've made over the year made you just sit back and say, fuck, that was a good match after you recorded it? I guess you're assuming, like, of all time, but if I had a match I can go back and say, you know what, that is a fucking masterpiece. I think, personally, to me, one of them was the entire Best of 7 series between Reiko Hinamoto and Juri Sanada. I definitely think that. And you can just tell by the way each match was different in that series that I really had fun putting that together. And it really just started an entire rivalry that defined a division, which is the Glamour X division. So I'm very, very grateful for that. I'm very glad that people still talk about that series to this day. It really means a lot. And how that really just intertwined and changed a lot of things for not just both of those characters, but the division and, quite frankly, ACW in general. So that's one thing I did enjoy. I also did enjoy putting together Akuma and Sagat from Animania 5 last season. A straight-up arcade-style match. It wasn't meant to be like a, long, enduring wrestling match. It was just like an arcade Street Fighter-esque match. If you go back and watch that match from Animania 5, that's clearly the intention that I made with that match. So I'm very proud of that matchup too. I have some others too, but I can't remember it. Either I just can't remember or the Jin's just kicking my ass this early, but either way, that's just a couple of things that I'm proud of in terms of work. Alright. Raiden. Aside from a crappy year for some people, what's the best thing that happened to you in this year? One of the best things that's happened to me this year was to connect more with my family, especially with my brothers and sister. I love them very dearly. It's a bond that we have, and it's a bond that I would like to keep intact because they know that I would like to be there for them. And I'm proud of them individually for what they've accomplished and what they are personally. So, being the oldest of 5, you just kind of look at them and it's like, man, they're growing, but at the same time, they're still here and they're still here to achieve. And I'm happy for them. So, Hakeem outside of ACW is very, very humbled about a lot of things. Let's see. Jay, my man John Blackos of FCWL, make sure you subscribe to my man. What did you get for Christmas? I got me a new laptop. Actually, I got me a new laptop. Probably some clothes here and there. That's about it. I really didn't go completely shopping. It's like if you don't need it, then CWL lately. I have not been able to watch any recent CWL, but I am subscribed to you. And trust me, once I can get all these episodes and matches all set and done, I will be able to check that out more often than I can, especially with other leagues as well. So do not fear. You are a French bastard, but I do appreciate your content in some aspects. So. Yes, Jamal, the man here. If he doesn't see your question, feel free to ask the question again. That's the Q&A newscast chat here. If I don't get to your question, or if I don't see your question, just keep posting until I eventually do see it, and I'll get to it. So, good looking to the champ. Get anything cool for Christmas? I basically just said that, but yeah, I did. Yeah. You like jazz? Yeah, man, I love jazz, bro. It's interesting. I grew up in a plethora of music genres as a kid. Like, my dad mostly listened to like classical and country music. My mom was more of the soul, R&B, jazz aspect, and then me personally, I grew up more on R&B and hip hop. So I got all of like these genres together that really shaped my musical taste. I think a lot of you would be surprised with the musical choices and songs that I actually listen to. It might shock you, actually, and the ones that I don't like. But, you know, maybe I'll speak on that later on. But Champ says, since I was mentioned, I have a defense on Holiday Havoc on the final CCL show of the year against the franchise. Aaron Alexander, homie will get smacked up. See, you're saying that now. I think I put this on the chat of the recent Adrenaline. By the way, CCL Adrenaline released their best of 2020 episodes, which is available now. Go check that out if you missed certain moments and matches from CCL this year. But yeah, so listen, I told you on the live chat though, you're the champion now. That was the easy part. You won the title. The hardest part now is to keep it. And with every challenge, it's going to get harder and harder. It's going to even make you mentally break. But as long as you can keep that in check and you can find your resolve every single time, you'll be all right. But, hey, look, Aaron Alexander, that man's no joke. So don't take him lightly. But I would tell him as well, you're a man that's got a lot of heart, and he shouldn't take you lightly either. Look at Papa King giving advice here, man. It's food for the soul. But I'm not Maya Angelou. Rest in peace. This gin is kind of hitting. Let's see here. Oh, and Jamal also asked, was it a smart move for Keith Lee to copyright his name? Yes, absolutely it was. In the era of bad contracts, right? Where people do not read their contracts and they do not take care of their own intellectual property. Keith Lee knows the score. He knows that he doesn't want his name to be completely sullied by a company that he's employed with that may not look at his full potential. So what does he do? He tries to copyright his name so that way it's his. It belongs to him. It's a sense of ownership that it cannot be taken away from anybody. So Keith Lee, I would just tell anybody, I would tell wrestlers, athletes, celebrities, what have you, artists, I would tell you, copyright and secure your name, secure your discography, secure your image, your IPs, man. We're in 2020, going into 2021. There's no excuse for you not to be taking advantage of what is your copyright, basically, your property, if you will. Stop getting finessed out here, because it's easy to get a finesse if you don't know what you're doing. Let's see. Eris, the only thing I want to remember this year the most is my niece being born. Well, hey, congratulations on your niece being born this year. That's a very, very good blessing for you, and hopefully she gets to see many, many years going to come, and that she has a figure to look after. So kudos to your niece being born this year. Let's see here. Raiden, Impact has definitely been the game changer for this year. They've been the ones haven't been handling COVID well. Well, yeah, I mean, look. It's not just wrestling, but sports in general have been trying to handle this whole COVID crisis the way they can, while also trying to maintain, if not secure, their revenue. Because you're going to lose money regardless of what you do with this whole situation. So what you do is you just try to do trial and error and see what works. But also you're properly testing people so that way no one is able to catch the disease as well. And then once you start doing that, you start letting people in on a limited basis. And then you slowly but surely start creeping up. I do know that New Japan is going to have Wrestle Kingdom at the Hall, but I believe they're capping it to about 5,000 people. So any tickets after 5,000 will probably be refunded, which would suck. And it's going to be a very, low end of the crowd in terms of Wrestle Kingdom shape, but it is what it is. That's kind of where we're at right now with the whole situation. But yeah, Impact has definitely been running like empty arenas, and it's been I don't want to say beneficial, but they've been careful, I guess. At least to what has been reported, they've been careful. So, but that just probably is part of the course. I know New Japan was doing a great job with that as well, so I want to give them kudos as well. Eris, watched any anime recently? Currently watching the final season of Attack on Titan, and I love it so far, by the way. So I know a lot of people kind of have their criticism about Attack on Titan this season, about in terms of like how, where's Eren? Where's the zombie killing? It's like, dude, Attack on Titan is not that anime. It's not your regular shonen anime that expects all action. It's all about storytelling. If you've been following Attack on Titan, you know what to expect, and you know how they convey a story. So this season is no different. So I won't spoil anything if you haven't seen it yet, but I enjoy this season so far of Attack on Titan, and it's going to be sad when it's over because, quite frankly, to me, and I'll die on this hill, fuck it, it's Christmas, I'm going to make a lot of hot takes here today. It's cold, but it's hot. Attack on Titan, to me, is one of the greatest animes of all time. It's legit top 5 for me. Facts are facts. I'm going to make y'all mad today, but that's kind of my job because someone's got to do it, but Attack on Titan, to me, is legit a top 5 anime of all time, for sure. Definitely for sure. I make no qualms about that whatsoever. It's a great show, dude. Let's see here. Food Dog, I've got a new TV for Christmas. Congratulations, good stuff. JC 1986, Merry Christmas, Hakeem. Merry Christmas to you too, JC. John Blackus, no problem, man. Thanks. Hey, man. John, you're cool. Even though you're French, you're alright. You're one of the decent Frenchmen of the country. And of the world, too. And that's probably the last time I give a Frenchman praise, so don't waste that opportunity. Let's see here. Spooky Pie, how's your family doing? Are they doing alright? They're doing fine. They're doing alright. They're doing as best as they can. Like any other family or like any of your families that are going through this whole year with COVID and all that. So they're hanging on there. Aris, silly question. Do you listen to Ninja Sex Party? I don't. I'm aware of them because of my sister, but nah, I'm not aware of that. How about them Denver Broncos? Hey, listen, champ. Look, man. Look, man. We Broncos, we know that we're good in our division, bro. We're the best of the AFC. But we're so tired of being the best that we're trying to give people like the Patriots and the Raiders and the Rams and the Cardinals and the Chiefs. We're trying to give them their chances to shine. We're trying to give them a chance to catch up with them. And yes, that was exactly the Jin talking, because I cannot say that did not with a straight face, man. Hey, man. Broncos are the Broncos right now, man. We're aging. Our QBs are pretty much below average. Our defense is really not there. What do you want me to say? So, it hurts. It hurts. All right. So check this out. We'll get to some more comments and questions in a minute. But listen to me. I want to talk about something here real quick. Because I parlayed this message a little bit earlier in the Twitter. In the wrestling lore, there's a lot of opinions out there, right? There's a lot of wrestling opinions that are apparently gospel and that we're supposed to take heed to, right? But you know what? Fuck that. It's the Newscast. We don't abide to the norm. We do things objectively around here. And frankly, I am here to talk about Sid Vicious. Psycho Sid. The ruler of the world. The master and the ruler of the world, I should say. Need to get that right. Dude, Sid Vicious is not the greatest wrestler or even worker of all time. But you know something? That man is awesome. The presence, the look, just everything that makes you a professional wrestler, Sid's awesome. And quite frankly, to me, he's one of the better WWF World Champions of the mid-90s. Hey, I said it. You hear me? I said it! He's one of the best champions of that company during the time. You hear me? I almost shed a tear. But I didn't want to cry live during the newscast. I ain't no bitch, man. No, but honestly, I do like Sid, though. Look, here's the thing, man. I do love me some good wrestling. I do like my wrestlers to actually wrestle good. And Sid was not a great wrestler in any aspect. But listen, it's pro wrestling, dude. Like, it's pro wrestling. It's athletic soap drama. Athletic soap opera. That's what it is. It's Shakespearean gymnastics. Okay? Sid, what he lacked in the ring, he had everywhere else. And sure, his promos were hit or miss too, but when he was on, he was on. You understand me? Sid knew how to carry himself as a big man. He knew how to carry himself as either a lovable monster or a devilish giant. Either way, Psycho Sid knew what he was doing. And I cannot fault that man for that. You understand me? Sid Vicious. It's one of my guilty pleasures, I have to be honest with you, folks. I know a lot of people aren't necessarily fans of that man, but I'm a fan. What can I tell you? And by the way, if you guys want to watch other videos and promos and highlights and shit like that, we can do that too later in this newscast. We can do all that stuff. We're here to have fun. We're here to relax. We're here to shoot the shit. We're not here to be angry at one another. Doing that too much. See, look at the chat. The chat understands. The chat understands the greatness that is Sid Vicious. You understand me? Even WCW 2000, at its deathbed, WCW, when it was 1 foot in the grave, Psycho Sid was one of the best parts of that whole thing. It's great stuff, man. Alright. Back to some of these questions here. Let's see here. Rain, I agree, Hakeem. Attack on Titan is one of the best today and will be high on the all-time list for years to come. Of course, bro. Look, if you guys are going to say Demon Slayer is the greatest, which, look, I love Demon Slayer. I do love that anime. But if you're going to say all that for Demon Slayer, but not for Attack on Titan, then I can't talk to you. It's better. That's it. But yes, I think at the end of the day, once Attack on Titan's clearly finished, it'll be regarded as one of the greatest animes of all time. Shit, I think it is right now. That's how great it is. Look, I'm a product of the 90s, okay? Alright? I was watching Big O and Cyborg 009, Speed Racer, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho. Alright? I was watching all those animes. Knights of the Zodiac. I was part of a great anime period in time. But the future is now. You know what I'm saying? The present is right now. And there are certain animes that are just great too. And are going to eventually surpass animes of the past. That's just evolution. That's just what happens. You either adapt to it or you perish, to steal a phrase from one big-nosed EVP. Let's see here. Fook, did you watch Inuyasha spinoff Yashahime? I have not watched that yet. I probably should get on it. But I'm going to tell you this. I really wasn't the biggest Inuyasha fan. I'll be honest. I think I've said this previously on the newscast. I did love Moroku, obviously. Obviously I did love Moroku. That goes without saying. But wasn't the biggest Inuyasha guy. But I did watch it from time to time when it was on Adult Swim and then on Toonami. So my sister actually likes that more than I do. So maybe I'll ask her and see what's up. Let's see here. So with your limited time, have you been able to watch any other colleague, be it a match here and there? Yeah, I've watched the recent CCL Adrenaline, like I stated. We watched some New Dawn Pro here. Also been watching some, some VWU here and there when I can. I watch Call All Stars from this year. So even though I don't like appear or seemingly appear in places, I'm always aware. I'm always watching. Even if I'm not watching at that time, I'm always around. So whenever I get to it, I eventually get to it. But yeah, I've been keeping track of what I can. So I'm just at the moment focused on ACW because I want to be able to produce that as quick as I can, which I'm having fun, by the way. I think I tweeted this earlier this week or last week, but I'm really having fun putting together this ACW season. And I even equated it on par to the JSA season of Impulse back in 2014. I enjoy this season, and I know a lot of you guys are apparently going by the premieres we do for Excel, Impulse, and Mega events, but I haven't even revealed my hand yet. We're just getting started with a lot of these stuff that are going to come out with this season, so I do appreciate all of you for buckling up this season and being a supporter of ACW. Whether you're a new fan or you've been an old school fan from day one, I appreciate you guys supporting ACW for all these years. I really do appreciate it. It makes my heart melt. So thank you. He only had half the brain that you do. Hey, listen, man. I know that promo was what it was. It is famous WrestleCrap memories and all that good stuff. It's been a meme of its own livelihood. But even when Sid was botching promos, even when Sid could barely get through a promo and was just spouting off whatever language he was spouting off, they were entertaining, alright? You were captivated. Whether you were completely captivated or you were just saying, what the fuck did this dude just say? Either way, he had your attention. And that's more than I can say for a lot of these wrestlers today that can barely do that. So, look at this. Look at this love for Sid, man. I'm proud of you guys. You guys disappoint me sometimes. But for this one, you guys made me happy. I'm kidding. Let's see here. Best WWF champion in the 90s. Look, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, Bret Hart did exist. I think he probably arguably is the greatest 90s champion of all time. Right up there with, I don't know, maybe Austin. Or at least his first run. Sid had himself a solid career for himself. Of course he did. Yeah, he did. He was a world champion. In WWF and WCW, a memorable gimmick, a memorable presence, memorable promos. Sid's fine, dude. I know a lot of people have this sheep mentality in terms of wrestling takes, but Sid was fine, dude. He's no worse than other big men of his era, or the eras after him. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see here. God damn, this gin is kicking, boy. Ah, wow. Man. Let's see here. Please don't show Sid's gruesome and disturbing injury at WCW Sin. Oh, hell no, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to get yeeted off this YouTube service. Although YouTube's been so trigger happy with the copyright system and demonetization that might not even matter. By the way, did you hear that bullshit last night? I wasn't really on Twitter because I was spending time with personal situations, but did you hear that bullshit about how allegedly AEW was striking down YouTube channels and content on YouTube? And then it was revealed apparently this morning that some troll or scammer is actually calling themselves All Elite Wrestling Inc. to falsely strike down channels and put the blame on the actual company. It's like, you fucking idiots, bro. Like, I swear to God, dude. Like, wrestling Twitter, honestly, is one of the worst fan bases going today. It's awful. Yes, I am on Twitter and I have my wrestling takes on Twitter. That doesn't mean I'm a part of that community, and I have no intentions or aspirations to be a part of it. Just a lot of weirdos and just other people that just don't deserve a voice, quite frankly. They're just dumb. And look, I don't want to really rant tonight because that's not what this is for, but I have to say this though. Like, so many people want to see AEW fail. It's damn near disturbing but not surprising, you know? Like, look, you can criticize a company. I have done so many times, and there have been many things that I've said about AEW that I have not been a fan of, or that I'm not fond of, okay? But a lot of people have this sort of notion that no wrestling cannot exist. No wrestling can exist in the mainstream spectrum unless it's WWE. TNA got this whole scrutiny. WCW even got the scrutiny before them. Lucha Underground got the scrutiny. New Japan got the scrutiny. Now it's AEW's turn. And I feel sorry for drones that all they know is wrestling, or the WWE mentality is wrestling. And it's like, dude, if you're going to be intellectually lazy, then just say that. I'd rather you say that than try to take down a company that's trying to strive for a different philosophy or an alternative to what you've been accustomed to, and that there are fans and support behind that company that want to see it thrive, that want to see it succeed. Can you imagine that shit? It's like, here's the thing. Whether you're a fan of AEW or not, can you imagine the wrestling business right now if AEW didn't exist? It's fucking crazy. It's scary to think of that way. I'll tell you this right now. I wouldn't be watching wrestling right now. I'll tell you that right now. There's no way I would be. Hell, I was even planning on stopping watching wrestling as a majority last year until AEW was announced as a real thing. And even initially when AEW started, I was very skeptical and critical about it when it first came out. But after All Out that year, last year, I finally turned the corner and said, you know what, these guys are for real, these guys are serious, and I want to support these guys because they want to be able to give a business that appreciates what they're trying to do. I have to support that. And with how dog shit the WWE is in terms of content and quality as of late, especially this past, 3, 4, 5 years now, please, if you enjoy that shit, then fine, but it's like, don't come after other companies that are trying to strive for a better alternative or a better philosophy in wrestling, and just because you guys can't handle their success, now you gotta try to find ways to ultimately undermine them and shit on them. Like, go fuck yourself, man. You, to me, are not a true wrestling fan. You're a mark. And not a mark in the sense of a wrestling mark. You're just a mark in life. That's basically what it comes down to. You know what I mean? It's like, just the fact of the matter is, AEW has succeeded and is succeeding. Alright? It's not the 90s anymore. Stop trying to say, oh, they haven't reached 1 million consistently every week. Alright, but what's going to be the excuse if they do eventually do that? Especially with trends the way they're going. What's going to be the next goal posting that you make? Oh, well, they don't have 2 million viewers. You're never going to be satisfied with those people. They're never going to be satisfied. They are here specifically to make everything miserable and to make everybody just continue rolling their eyes against them. They just want attention. So, I feel bad for them. Because WWE is all they know in terms of wrestling. It's sad. Because they don't know good actual wrestling outside of that. It's unfortunate. Alright. Sid loved his job so much. Damn right he did. Man took that shit seriously. He's a professional wrestler. Emphasis on professional. Man took that shit seriously, dude. Damn this gin, boy. Ah, wow. Oh, Jamal thinks he's Sid now, huh? Yeah? Oh, until you're the master and the ruler of the world, I can't give you that title. I can't do that. I love you, bro, but there's levels to this shit, you know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Jesus Christ. Hella questions here. Where am I? God damn, I hope this gin is not fucking me up in terms of me not able to read this shit. I mean, that'd be funny to you guys, but not to me. Let's see here. Yes, the true master of the power bomb. That's right. Demon Slayer is badass. Yeah, Demon Slayer is a good anime, bro. It really is. I'm just saying that Attack on Titan's better. That's all I'm saying. Treon, in your opinion, what was the best stable in professional wrestling? Now, there's two ways to go about it, right? If we're talking about objectively the best stable ever, you gotta go with the Four Horsemen, right? I mean, the Four Horsemen were like the blueprint of every stable afterwards, for the most part. Personally, it's the same thing. I do love the Four Horsemen. They're probably my favorite. But I also do love, like, the Dangerous Alliance, too. You know, that stable that Paul Heyman, back when he was Paulie Dangerously in WCW in 1991-92, led that whole faction with the likes of Rick Rude and Stunning Steve Austin, Larry Zbyszko, Arn Anderson, you know, Bobby Eaton, Medusa. That was a badass stable, man. That's a stable that doesn't get enough love these days. But I absolutely do love it, though. I love the initial NWO before they started adding too many members. Honestly, I liked Evolution too, quite frankly. Triple H, Batista, Orton, and Flair. I actually did love that stable. Because I thought it was like the best reincarnation of the Horsemen that you can get at the time. So, I actually did like them. Let's see here. UWL, Jason. Favorite call character outside of HCW? Let's see. Well, I mean, Jamal. Walter Scott. I know. I like the Goonie. Sly Cooper, obviously. There's a reason why I picked him for the direct before Animania 5 last season. Damn, Sly's just having a year too, huh? Holy shit. Who else? It's hard to think when you have gin in your body. I'm not complaining, but still. Who else? Who else was it? Obviously the Great D, a classic. Carmen Cortez is another one, obviously. Akira Yukimura. Yeah, that's probably a good group so far. JC, what's your predictions for Pro Wrestling Noah in 2021? I expect it to be a little bigger of an entity than they were this year. Shiozaki's having a year, man. He's having some great matches, man. If I didn't think Jon Moxley was the Wrestler of the Year or the Champion of the Year, I probably would go with Go Shiozaki, man. He's been having a year, bro. He's been fighting with Shigeru. I always get his name wrong. Shigeru and Keno. You know, he's been having some solid matches as a champion, so shout outs to him. And I believe with Cyber Agent, since they're trying to combine Noah and DDT and Tokyo Pro to be some sort of super entity, like how Bushiroad's trying to do with New Japan and I guess Stardom to an extent. I do see Noah getting a little bit of more notoriety. I do think so. Aris, just out of curiosity, will Izetta debut soon? I can't reveal those questions during the season, but Izetta will. You'll see Izetta. Trust me. From a non-website perspective, webisode perspective, you'll see Izetta soon enough. Let's see here. Wasn't the JSA season in 2015? You said 2014. Yeah, I apologize. You're probably right. It was 2015. You know, that's what happens when Bombay kicks your ass this early. And that you haven't eaten all day. In your opinion, who is the call equivalent of Psycho Sid? Jesus, I don't know, man. That's a hard question. I really don't have an answer for that off the top of my head, but I'll think about it if it comes up again. More of a Vader and Taker fan than Sid fan, but I have my understanding for him. Oh, don't get me wrong. Look, Undertaker is my favorite wrestler of all time. In terms of what got me into wrestling or what made me love wrestling as a little kid, it was The Undertaker. He's my favorite wrestler for that reason alone. And Vader is my favorite big man of all time. In terms of what he did athletically, in terms of what he did as a monster, as a mastodon. So don't get me wrong, Taker and Vader, they go above Sid. But Sid is above me. Sid for me is above my list more than probably most. Is what I'm getting at. Let's see here. I might have asked this question before, but I might as well ask. Have you seen Strike Witches? I have not seen that. I'm not even sure what that really is per se, but I haven't seen it. Drones fucking suck. They sure do. I'm sorry, man. Like, I know people don't like when I always rag on drones, but it's not my fault that they set themselves up every single time for me to come after them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not even saying that you can't be a WWE fan, dude. I understand. I might not even like the product currently as it is right now, aside from a few exceptions here and there. But I'm not saying that you can't be a WWE fan. But there is a difference between being a WWE fan and a drone. There's a clear difference. Being a WWE fan means that you like the product, even though there are certain things you can criticize and openly discuss in terms of what they can fix or what they can improve on. Being a drone is somebody that tries to defend this company every single day, every single minute, every single year, as if we're the ones wrong for expecting better from them. That's a drone. And I wish people would get the difference and would stop trying to play false equivalencies when that stuff comes up. Expect better from the WWE because you know they can do better. But you want to send all that energy to us when we criticize them for being bad. Makes no sense to me. It's weird. I like all the companies. Let there be wrestling. Exactly. Let's see. Are you hyped for an upcoming new Mortal Kombat movie in theaters or on HBO Max in 2021? I'm interested, I guess. I'm interested. Look, the first Mortal Kombat movie, yeah, it had its issues, but I didn't hate it. The second one did suck. Bad. I will say that, though. But the first one was, it was what it was. It was a product of its time. So, I'm sorry, but I gotta get off to go somewhere. Okay, Rain, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and be safe out there. JC, but AEW will never reach 9 million viewers like in 1999 when I wasn't even born. Exactly. It's just people trying to compare a time where wrestling was at its absolute peak to a time currently right now where WWE, AEW, wrestling in general is just at its lowest peak in terms of mainstream viewership. It's just comparing apples to oranges, man. It's people just want to be idiots, man. People just want to be disingenuous and they want to just argue in bad faith. And those people really just don't deserve an honest argument. Because if you're gonna argue, dishonestly, why would I give you the time and day to have a discussion? We can talk, but if you're gonna just try to fabricate and make up shit to benefit your perspective, then what are we talking for? It's the reality. It's the reality of the wrestling business. Okay? It's not good. Don't listen to a lot of these podcasts and these co-opted wrestling media folks that are trying to tell you it's no better time to be a wrestling fan. They're all full of shit. And you know they're all full of shit. Look, I like AEW. I like Impact to a degree. I like New Japan. I like Noah. I like Stardom. Alright? I like AAA. I like all these wrestling that I like to watch currently, okay? But I would be dishonest if I said that wrestling is at its strongest right now. It isn't, dude. Look around you, bro. SmackDown is barely trying to keep their 2.0 viewer average every Friday. Which, by the way, SmackDown is tonight if you care. Raw is having low ratings. Having some record low ratings as of right now. NXT can't even beat AEW every Wednesday. And AEW are inconsistent in terms of trying to have a consistent viewership. And then everything else is just pretty much lesser than. And the indies, even before COVID even hit, sucked. The quality of talent in the indies are nowhere near as strong as it once was a decade ago. Hell, even 5 years ago. It just isn't. So look, you can appreciate wrestling, because I do. I love wrestling. You can watch wrestling, but don't lie and act as if wrestling is at a strong point to be having another boom period. It's not going to happen, bro. There's no evidence of that. Stop lying, bro. Stop the cap. Stop the cap! Stop it. It's not good. Just enjoy it for what it is. And hope that these people can have a way to have income in what they do in terms of wrestling. That's all you can ask for, right? All right, let's see here. This is a very homely and very relaxing newscast. I actually like the flow of this. Let's see here. I prefer NWO and WCW. Hey, look, the NWO was revolutionary, okay? The NWO was fun. It was interesting. You know, it was revolutionary at the time. But then it got too bloated. It got too self-indulgent, and then it became a shell of it once was. I like the original NWO with Hogan, Hall, Nash, Bischoff, Giant, DiBiase. I think once after, what was the tipping point? I think once like people like Kurt Hennig started joining, and then the Wolfpack shit happened. That's when I just jumped off the cliff with that whole NWO reality. It's like, it's just become a mess now. It's sad. Let's see here. Rain, WWE has been my childhood. It has its problems. We all know that. I still hope that it can get better. I just wish I know how. Hey, look, dude. Hey, listen, man. I don't wish for the WWE to go out of business. I've never once said the WWE should go out of business and that wrestlers should, never work there. I've never said that. All I've said is that there are other options for you to be able to have security and a comfortable living in terms of wrestling. You don't have to go to WWE if you don't trust them to take proper care of you and use your potential at full peak. That's all I've ever said. And look, there are good to great wrestlers in that company, and there are smart minds behind the scenes that can truly make WWE great again. That can truly make WWE a strong, viable company that it once was. But it's about complacency. It's about them being lazy. It's about them being indifferent. It's about the fact that they know they don't have to do any more effort to reel you guys in, because they know you're all marks. They all know that it doesn't matter how mad you get about a decision. It doesn't matter how much they misuse a character. It doesn't matter how much they de-push a talent. It doesn't matter how many matches they give you the same thing. It doesn't matter how much they ruin a legacy, let alone a feud or a rivalry between characters or groups or factions. It does not matter. They know this. They know that it doesn't matter how bad it's gotten. They know at the end of the day they're just going to be able to get your money, or back when there was live attendance, they're going to get your ticket. And then that way you can shut the fuck up, because now they have your money. They don't have to do anything for you now. They've coerced you for your money, whether it's paying their merchandise or buying the network or going to the live shows. It doesn't matter anymore. They're lazy. They are intellectually and creatively bankrupt. That's what's going on here. And until wrestling fans, and more specifically the majority of WWE fans, actually stop supporting that company and really send a message to them getting their shit together, it's going to be the same old song and dance. Remember Zelina Vega? Remember how you guys got mad about that when she was fired and people rightfully got by her side? Remember how you guys were mad about that? And then what? I think the same day that SmackDown was happening that day, and then what happened? You guys still watched the product. You still gave them a rating. And then 2 days later, the story was gone. That's what I'm talking about. That's the unfortunate reality when it comes to WWE brainwashing. They know that there's going to be a contingent of fans that are going to watch whatever bullshit that they put on television. It sucks, but that's what the problem is. Hey, look, I used to watch WWE religiously too. I used to defend them just like Jones would too. But there was a certain breaking point to where you say, you know what, this is bullshit. I'm done with this. Enough. Just some people got to realize their breaking point too. You gonna get your payback on Dante Styles one day? Hey, listen, man. Fuck Dante Styles. Fuck that man's birth. Fuck that man's certificate. Fuck the placebo he came out of. And fuck his daily livelihood, bro. Fuck Dante Styles, bro. It's still fuck Dante Styles in 2020 going to 2021. Fuck Dante Styles. Malik is cool, though. But fuck Dante Styles. Cheetah looking burnt motherfucker. Let's see here. Can we react to a Lonely Island song? Hey, if you want to, bro. I mean, I gotta be aware of copyright of that too. But if you wanna, if you wanna check out a Lonely Island song, we can do that in a couple of moments if you like to. I don't mind that. We're just chilling. NXT hasn't been as interesting as it once was before it became the indie farm system. I stopped watching NXT in 2016, 2017. Yeah. Hey, listen, bro. Even when you guys were still loving NXT a mere 3 years ago, I was already seeing the cracks. I mean, you can go back to my past newscasts that I did. I was starting to see the cracks of NXT back when America Alpha and the Revival and Bayley and Asuka and Nikki Cross and Sanity and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were all in Shinsuke Nakamura. I was already calling the sirens back then, although it wasn't nowhere near as bad as it is now. But even I saw the cracks starting to show in the dam. I was already making the alarms coming out. It just took NXT to become a counterculture brand against AEW for people to realize that fact. And now look at it. Yeah, you get your great matches and all that, but the fuck is NXT now? It's just a third brand. It's just a yellow Raw or SmackDown. That's all it is now. That's all it is. Let's see here. Came in too late, I guess. No. You've came in at the right time, at the right place. We're just shooting the shit and chilling. God, this gin is hitting, boy. I hope I don't sleep during a live stream. Remember that? Do y'all remember that stream that I did for WWE 2K19 live? Then I slept for like 3 or 4 hours. Holy shit. That was crazy, man. That was crazy. My Skype was blowing up, bro. Alright. Oh no, Rain, I'm not talking about you, dude. I was just mentioning, I was saying in general. I wasn't mentioning you in particular, if that's what you thought. You ever watch any episodes of NWA Shockwave? Nah, man. Like, I really haven't. Like I've seen certain matches that have been on Shockwave. Like, I saw the match where Pope defeated, I think, Zicky Dice to become the current television champion. And that's only because I love the Pope. And I saw Thunder Rosa, her match against Priscilla Kelly, the former Miss Darby Allin, but I don't watch it. I don't watch it as a whole because it's like it's weird with NWA right now. NWA feels like they're just kind of inactive at the moment. It's like certain talent from NWA are either now in WWE, AEW, Impact, or they're just simply not doing anything. And I think even with COVID not being a thing, I think NWA is heading towards a troubling situation anyways. Like, I know Thunder Rosa's got a contract with NWA technically, but I expect her in some form or fashion to either be in AEW or WWE within the next year. This time next year, I do expect that sometime this time next year. I think Nick Aldis, the former Magnus, I think he's just gonna stay with the NWA ship because he knows like that's probably the only promotion to where he can be a big fish in a small pond. You know. But yeah, I have not checked out the Shockwave episodes. Are you gonna watch Hulk versus Broly death battle soon? What? There's a death battle for this shit? And of course Broly's winning that shit. I hope we're not trying to argue like Hulk has a chance against Broly. Yes, either the Super Saiyan movie episode or the current Broly. Either way, Broly's winning that shit. Fucking Broly got punked by Thanos, bro, in Infinity War. I don't want to hear shit, bro. Let's see. Haven't had the network since last year. Hey, man, listen. Look, everybody has a breaking point, bro. It just takes a while for people to get there, and then they figure out what they do afterwards. So, like, if you are sick and tired of the WWE product and you have to find a way to break through it, that's one small way to do it. I have not bought any merchandise from WWE for the past 5-6 years. I think the last merchandise in terms of a t-shirt that I bought from WWE was the Daniel Bryan Yes, Yes, Yes shirt. And that was like, what, 2013, 2014? I've been canceled my network. I don't have the network I haven't had in like 5 years or so. I haven't watched any full Raw, SmackDown, or pay-per-views live to give them a Nielsen rating. Like, I back up what I say. When I say that I have not supported WWE, I really haven't. I don't mention this. I don't mention it as much, but I don't. Now, granted, if there's something like, you know, the big man, the tribal chief Roman Reigns or shit like that, I'll check that out in terms of highlights. But as a whole, fucking kidding me. Can you imagine watching WWE Raw for 3 full hours in 2020? Can you fucking imagine that? Holy shit. Can you imagine people getting mad at people like Voices of Wrestling or Wade Keller or Brian Alvarez or Dave Meltzer for saying that this product is shit and who can watch it for 3 hours on a Monday night, and yet when you actually watch you can see what they're talking about? Like, god damn. Holy fuck. Get a perspective. Okay. Jamal, my point was to make clear that we know what the Fed could do in terms of keeping this industry, but until they stop tossing out the bare minimum and stop mistreating the talent, nothing's changing. Exactly. And quite frankly, the head honcho, the man that's the HNIC, if you will, Mr. McMahon, look, I don't want to be too morbid, but it's like, here's the deal. Until he's no longer in power, nothing's changing. And quite frankly, even if Vince is gone, there's idiots like, Bruce Pritchard and Paul Levesque, a.k.a. Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon, that are not going to be any more of a better option either. I just don't have that confidence. I think WWE, look, every empire has their period in the sun, but they all eventually crumble. And I'm not saying WWE is going out of business like tomorrow or next year or even the next decade, but it's not as strong as it once was. Let's put it that way. It's not as strong as it once was. And I think a lot of people, with the credit to the expansion of New Japan and the arrival of AEW, they realize now the WWE philosophy no longer has that stronghold that it once did. You know, it's crazy to see that a U.S.-based wrestling promotion of that magnitude with AEW is now a true mainstream alternative to WWE. We haven't had that since 2001. I know people are going to say, well, what about TNA? Look, they had Mondays for like 3 months during 2010, and then they flopped so hard they had to go back to Thursdays. And I like TNA, but the facts are the facts. This is actually a legit, like, quote-unquote competitor to WWE in that aspect. And also New Japan getting more and more domestic and international exposure. It's just... Put it this way, I said this earlier, right? I said this, when did I say this? Let me pull this up. Let me see here. I said something last week about this whole scenario. I want to be able to pull this up here. And I did repeat it on the newscast. The last newscast. But here was my tweet here. I said on December 4th, I wish I could find the clip tweet of me saying it, but those who know me know I said this almost 2 years ago. The WWE raid of AJ Styles, the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows, and Shinsuke Nakamura from New Japan Pro Wrestling was, in my opinion, the catalyst or the first shot of everything happening in wrestling right now. The Wrestling World War that's coming. And I said I'll dive more into it on that newscast. But there is a reason, if you are a fan that pays close attention, why there has been a strong but apparent tension in the wrestling landscape. Shit's bubbling, and the bubbles are getting louder. Let me ask you guys a question, because I think I asked it last episode of the newscast, but don't you guys feel a certain tension right now with wrestling at the moment? Don't you guys feel like something is starting to, like, shift from underneath? Like, don't you feel like chess pieces are starting to move and talent, companies, and philosophies are in play in a lot of ways and a lot of reasons? Even if you're not a follower of the dirt sheets, even if you're not a follower of the backstage, issues and situations, it just feels like the wrestling landscape is going through a transition. And it feels like there's a certain Cold War aspect behind it that is turning into a civil war closer and closer as we get to that whole breaking point. I do think the raid of Nakamura, AJ, Gallows, and Anderson that year in 2016, I want to say, right? I think. But I do believe that was the first domino that dropped, that created a lot of other domino effects that we've seen in the past 4 to 5 years. And maybe one day we'll talk about that on the newscast in particular, about how, the landscape of what wrestling is now has changed for a lot of people. I think we'll one day talk about that, because that's an interesting topic that doesn't get a lot of attention, and I think a lot of people are ignoring it. Actually, going back here, I have another topic here I would like to ask you on the chat. Just posted right here. NoDQ.com is saying here and asking, who will win the 2021 Men's Royal Rumble match? Now, granted, look, it kind of doesn't matter, because it's like, whatever goodwill that's going to happen with that Royal Rumble match is not going to be fully capitalized. But I have been saying for a while that Big E should win the Rumble. He should be the guy. If The Rock is going to come in to face Roman Reigns next year at WrestleMania, right? Have it be Big E. Have it be Big E. Like, have him beat Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title. And then have him run Rampage as the Intercontinental Champion and eliminate all these dudes from the Rumble. And then you build him up. Intercontinental Champion Big E taking on the Universal Champion Roman Reigns. And you have him beat Roman Reigns and become the champion. A double champion. You would be revitalizing Big E. You would be ending that whole scenario with Roman Reigns. And you would build a lot of more other new storylines. You kill 3 birds with 1 stone with this whole thing. But something's telling me that I don't think the company's going to have enough faith to go with Big E. So the rumor I'm hearing about who's winning that match is Goldberg. I hope not, because that might as well be a wasted Rumble match. Big Bill Goldberg, who, look, I know Goldberg gets a bad rap for a lot of things. I try to be a little bit more lenient with Goldberg than most, but Goldberg's over 50 years old, dude. He does not need a Rumble win at this point to get a title shot at WrestleMania, okay? Like, he doesn't need it. Alright, if you're going to have Goldberg go for the world title in either brand, fine. There are ways to get there. But don't have him win the Rumble and take that whole moment away from somebody that could actually benefit from it, like a Big E or a Keith Lee, I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter, honestly, because WrestleMania is not going to be really live like that anyways. But it's really just a detriment to what the WWE system has become. And it's really a detriment to how much they don't make any stars going into 2021. They're just complacent and they're just accepting of the current system. Hell, Triple H last week said at a press conference, at a presser, I believe, that, he's currently fine with the way NXT is. It's like, dude, come on, bro. First of all, you're a shit booker. You don't really know how to put together babyface and heels in 2020. And you just turn them when you can't really find your way out of a hole that you put yourself into. But now it's like, dude, you're fine with the way NXT currently is right now. Of all things. That's somebody that... And the worst thing about Triple H is that, at least with Vince is willing to put his ego to the side in terms of good business. If it means he gets humiliated, even if it's not his favorite that's going to win the title or win this match or whatever, if it does good business for the WWE, Vince is willing to go along with it as long as it does good numbers for him. Triple H is a guy, and a lot of people bought it when he was the Papa Hunter of NXT currently, but he's a guy that's an egomaniac. He's a guy that is an egocentric person that cannot put his ego aside for the betterment of the company. He's somebody that always has to be the center of attention. He has to always be right. He always has to be the smartest person in the room when he clearly isn't. And that type of attitude, I believe, is something that's going to effectively put probably WWE further to the ground. I don't think Triple H is the guy either. I really don't. But people, will disagree with that, I guess. But I just don't see it with Triple H. See right here. Whew, this fucking gin is keeping me very calm. Honestly, I know it's like Christmas and all that, but quite frankly, it's one of my favorite newscasts that I've done in a while. Just, I enjoy it. Let's see here. For my boy Poe. God damn. Nice. So let's it's very nice. I wanted to show you all that as my as a Christmas present, I guess, man. Holy shit, bro. I've lost it, man. That's crazy. God damn, them things is stinging. Holy fuck, man. I'm crazy, man. God damn. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Okay. I have to play this real quick. I have got to play this real quick. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Alright. 1 second. You goddamn right she's got bounce, motherfucker. We do it out here for the thick out here. No bony bitches. Wow. Alright, I gotta put this real quick. Hold on a second. Remember when Kurt Angle tapped out Santa? You remember that shit. I have to play this. Hold on a second.
I'll show you what I really want for Christmas, Santa.
Alright. I sure will, thank you.
Hey! He gets clothesline Santa Claus, and then he's got one for Eric Young.
Kurt Angle beating the shit out of Santa Claus.
That's just wrong in so
and
many
Eric
ways.
Young.
He just tossed Eric Young out to the floor, and you can see the reaction of
Yo,
Santa.
get worked.
And look at this.
Get fucking worked.
Lock on Santa Claus by Kurt Angle.
Oh my gosh, Santa's tapping out.
Kurt Angle.
Coming out of the
Oh, look at Christian. Christian Cage in the building.
He got his wish.
Oh yeah, he grew his set all right, Kurt. Look at Christian attack Kurt
God
Angle.
damn.
One shot after another. Now he nails him with the championship.
Christian
belt,
saving
and
Christmas.
He just crushes him right in the face.
I'll show you what...
Christian saving Christmas, bro. God damn. Kurt Angle in TNA was some great shit, wasn't it? Tapping out Santa, working out the little girls that believe in Santa. The fuck? Oh, fucking hell. Kinda am being a dick, but, it's Christmas. I don't care that much. Let's see here. What the fuck is this here? Let's see. Yeah, okay. Okay, I gotta play this video too. Nah, never mind. Take that back. Never mind. False alarm, folks. False alarm. Okay. Ah, fucking Jamal, bro. Oh, shit. Do y'all remember Christian Cage in TNA? The best form of Christian? God, when he was actually a main eventer. God damn. TNA got it right with Christian, quite frankly, man. I will stand by that. Yes, Don West is an underrated commentator, dude. You know, Don West wasn't the greatest, but I'll say this, dude. He was more charismatic and more into the product than all I can say for a lot of commentators these days. I always give Don West that credit. A Frenchman saving Christmas. And I've heard it all now. Let's see here. Shit, look at the Hikaru Shida, bro. What the fuck? Our AEW World Women's Champion here, man. As cute as she can be. There's a reason why the Joshi fire extinguisher button gets broken every Dynamite when I'm around. Just wanted to show that. Shit, I've been a fan of Shida for a minute too. Back when she was still working with Asuka back at Wave, when she was still Kana. Yeah, man. See here. Hey, like I said, I'm just shooting the shit, man. By the way, if you guys have any other questions or comments you guys want to post in the chat, I will be more than happy to announce them. Absolutely. We're here to have fun. We're here to have a joyous Christmas day. Trying to lighten the mood up for a lot of you. Because that's what we're here to do. We're almost at the finish line of 2020. Fuck this year. We're almost there. It's almost over. It's going to get better for everybody. I am very confident in this. Hakeem Adamus after all, you know? Let's see here. Hikaru Shida is bad. You goddamn right she is. Fuck. Tired of all these haters that try to hate on the women's division of AEW. Listen to me. I know the AEW women's division is not the best. It's quite frankly at the lower of the totem pole in terms of the women's division and wrestling in general. I get all that. Okay? But you're bullshitting me if you're going to stand here and say that it hasn't improved since the inception of AEW. You're full of shit. Think about this time last year. We had a fucking Nightmare Collective. Shida wasn't even champion and wasn't even like top 5 people wrestling in the company. Statlander was doing the alien shit when that wasn't even properly ironed out. Fucking Mel and a broken down Awesome Kong. Fucking Brandy Rose becoming the face of the division. It's better now. It's better now. Okay? I don't want to hear anything like that. And I think 2021 you're going to see the fruits that have been labored this year benefit next year. I do think the division's going to get better next year. I definitely think that. Well, if you guys have any questions or comments, that would be very nice as we get back on track here. That really did suck. That's crazy. Can't wait for BitChute to get their shit together so we can finally get an alternative streaming service. Let's see here. Let's see here. It's me, Hakeem! It was me all along, Hakeem! Yeah? Yeah? Well, you know, I do have banning powers. I'll be like D1 from Smash. Banned! Stage banned! I can do that too. I'm just fucking with you. Let's see here. Well, let's see. It's kind of probably my fault in the sense that I probably knew this was coming. Knowing the people that are trying to take us down and all that. So I probably I probably knew this was the case. Let's see here. By the way, I watched last night the Brian and Vinny and Craig Christmas show last night. Fucking hilarious, bro. I fucking died, bro. That actually lifted up my spirits a little bit, so I want to give them kudos for that show. I thought they were hella funny. They usually are, bro. Every Christmas show. Let's see here. Let's see, what can I find here? I'm trying to find something non-threatening. Let's put it that way. Even though, I mean, although it's YouTube, so it's like, you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Kind of that whole deal. Let's see here. Okay. Well, as I find it, let me keep answering some questions here, because that's what I'm here for. Not a question, not a wrestling question, but your thoughts on the diva, James Harden. Man, speaking of fat, and look, I'm not one to talk, but listen, I do acknowledge that James Harden is a very exceptional talent, and I'm probably not the one to really ask. My brothers are more in tune with the NBA these days than I am. I don't follow it as much as I used to, but I do keep tabs here and there, but. Yeah, I guess James Harden wants to be traded out of Houston, and he's trying to be a nuisance and violate health protocols and be purposely out of shape so he can request a trade. That's just what it is, man. People are just simply entitled to what they want, and if they don't get it, they'll just stomp and scream until they get it. That's just kind of the society that we're a part of these days. Unfortunately, that's what we live in these days. You know, it sucks, but that's just the reality of the situation. Will he get his trade? He might, but will it make him a better player? Will it make him a better, professional basketball player? That remains to be seen. We don't know that yet. But going by what James Harden's doing, it leads me to believe that it probably will not be that case. Your opinions on Twitch as of late. Look, I know people think Twitch is like this great alternative to YouTube streaming. It's really no different. If not, it's worse. I think a lot of Twitch mods are being compromised to try to ban certain behavior and attitudes and words. It's like, to me, it's like if someone's actively trying to threaten you or insult you directly to where it actually affects the way you're going about your life, that's one thing. But it's like, I saw the report of people saying they're gonna ban words like incel and simp and shit like that. It's like, bro, fuck off, bro. That's the least of your problems. You got actually bad people streaming on Twitch as of late. You've got actual Twitch streamers that are popular and known being into a lot of this fuckery and weirdness. Excuse me. That you should really focus on instead of trying to ban words. That's the last thing you need to do. It's just. Twitch is no different in terms of the way YouTube handles streaming. Obviously, you just saw what happened on my newscast, but Twitch is no different. You have to play by the rules. You have to walk on eggshells, and if you don't, you're gone. And they're probably far less tolerant than YouTube even. Because YouTube is just automated bot moderation. There's actual Twitch mods that actually will try to track you down and strike your channel down. So. I had plans of ACW doing a Twitch channel, and that was around Animania 4. 2015 was when I was trying to plot a Twitch stream for ACW, but then after I saw certain requirements, I saw certain channels, a certain drama that was happening in Twitch at the time, I was like, nah, it's not worth the hassle, bro. So I just didn't do that. Let's see here. Jamal, again I ask, isn't it ironic that Charlotte gets a pass from wrestling Twitter for getting booked like how she does, but Roman got shit? Of course. Of course. People pick and choose their favorites. I know a lot of these diva stans like to say, oh my god, Charlotte is so accomplished. She's a 5-time this, and a 2-time that, and she's a winner of this, and she's a winner of that. And look, from a kayfabe perspective, that's impressive. That is a very strong catalog of accomplishments as a wrestler in kayfabe. But it's like, it's kind of the same thing with Ric Flair, right? Her father, in the sense that we always call him a 16-time world champion. But if you really dive deep and look into each of those reigns, you realize that each reign isn't as great as it makes it out to be. It's just the gimmick that he's a 16-time world champion. It's kind of like the whole thing that Booker was a 5-time WCW world champion. It's just a catchphrase. It's a gimmick. Because if we were looking at each title reign that they had, at least for Ric Flair, half of his title reigns were meaningless. They were awful. Or they just had no substance behind it. I think Ric Flair was handed the title at one point in 2000 by Kevin Nash. He just didn't want to be champion. He just handed it back to Ric Flair. That's not a meaningful title reign. And I'm sorry, a lot of Charlotte's title reigns in certain aspects have the same feeling. Why do you think the commentators and the company are trying to push Charlotte as an all-time great? Now, granted, in terms of WWE lore, she's gonna be that, right? Like, once it gets down to the WWE aspect, she's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. She's gonna eventually be an all-time legend in the WWE. But they're pushing her like she's fucking Bull Nakano or fucking Aja Kong or whatever the fuck as Manami Toyota. You know what I'm saying? It's like, pump the fucking brakes. She's nowhere near that type of level of athlete or wrestler like those guys, like those women, excuse me. So, look, it's just the way WWE programs the way for you to think. You either get it or you don't. And that's what they rely on. They rely on for you not to get it. That's the whole ordeal of that. Does it suck? Sure, but that's just the way it is, unfortunately. Let's see here. God, I'm trying not to rant, but you guys just keep giving me topics that I can't help but do. Plus, and I think the gin's probably not helping too, I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's see here. In your opinion, who was the greatest wrestling heel of all time? Fuck me, bro. That's such a low. I mean, I know that's not. I know it wasn't your intention, but that is a loaded. That is a loaded question, man. Because like, there's a lot of great heels that I can consider great, right? Well, fuck. Who would they be? Who would they be? Let's see here. Well, I guess obviously we want to go with Ric Flair in his prime. I also think like Macho Man from WCW back when he was feuding with Diamond Dallas Page was a pretty great heel in his own right. Jake the Snake Roberts, phenomenal heel. Hollywood Rock, my favorite Rock, by the way, the best Rock, quite frankly. I dig MJF in terms of current heels right now. I dig MJF. Kenta being the the U.S. briefcase holder, because Moxley can't go to Japan. I like that whole thing going on. Who else? Who else do I consider a great heel right now? Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief. I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that a lot. Yeah, that's just a couple of heels that I like, that I personally did like. I'm probably missing a couple of more, but it's just not off the top of my head. I can't think of it at the moment. So let's see here. Okay, here's one thing I want to actually do, because I actually didn't get to it the last newscast. So I want to actually bring this up here. So, I asked in the newscast account here, and it was a question for all of you. And you guys in the chat can join in if you guys want to respond and dive into it. But I asked this question from NoDQ and quote tweeted it after they reported their new record low ratings that week. But what actual changes do you think the WWE needs to do to garner back widespread interest in their product, especially in the midst of a changing wrestling landscape? This tweet did some numbers, and I actually do want to share some of these tweets because I found them to be interesting in terms of what they were. So there's Miz reading that book with that awful segment that I couldn't even get past 10 seconds. Paul Wolf said, I played CEO of the entire WWE roster. The roster is huge and too much. We need to whittle it down. I fired at least 65 people first, then merged the main belts to 4 and eliminated the women's tag. Also disbanded NXT UK and 205 Live. Eliminated the 24/7 and merged the World Universal, IC-US, and tag titles. The shows need to be like a boxing fight. Start with tag, women's, ICW title segments. Moved a lot of people around to fit from the disbanded shows, or moved people to Raw, SmackDown, NXT. I actually kind of like that presentation that you were saying about the boxing aspect of it. Like, there's some lower cards, and then there's the main event as you get closer into the night, as you get later in the night. That's not a bad idea. In a way, AEW and New Japan do that type of card structure in terms of there's your opening act, your lower card aspects of the roster. Then as you get close to the night, at the end of the night, you start building towards the intention, the anticipation, and the hype for the main event, if you will. So that wouldn't be bad. I also do agree that there are way too many titles in that company right now. A lot of titles that don't mean anything right now. RMF86 tweeted, aside from Vince literally passing away, there's no hope. He's too stubborn. Leclerc tweeted 2 tweets here. New World Champion. Someone who has never won a world title should win Men's Rumble. Reigns and McIntyre lose titles before Mania. Bring ratings back to TV 14. Utilize more talent that should be utilized more. Not insult the fan intelligence. Announce more about the next week's Raw. Put importance to the tag team division. Have some of the stars put up incoming talent. Bring back Blood and the 24/7 title. Bring back brand pay-per-views and the TLC, Hell in a Cell, Extreme Rules, and chain pay-per-views. Put Undertaker in Bruce Pritchard's spot or one below it. It all work. There's a lot of things that I agree and disagree with that whole thread there. First of all, New World Champions. I'm fine with the champions. I'm fine with Roman Reigns currently as Universal Champion, and I'm fine with Drew McIntyre being the WWE Champion. I think they are very well represented champions currently right now. And they should not be losing those titles at least before Mania. Absolutely not. I don't agree with that. Bringing the ratings back to TV 14 doesn't mean shit, right? AEW is TV 14 too, and that's not really a factor in terms of them beating NXT. I just think they have better stories and characters than NXT at the moment. That's why they're winning. But the rating change means nothing at this point. You can make compelling television, whether it's TV PG, TV 14, or TVMA. It doesn't matter. As long as the story and characters are compelling that lead to the match being the conclusion of what you're telling, then ultimately the ratings just doesn't matter. You just have a little bit more or less restriction determining on the rating. That's it. It's not about the content. It's about the restriction. Utilize more talent, obviously that should be true. Don't insult the fans' intelligence, that's obviously true. Announce more about the next week's Raw, that's actually a pretty valid point. Put more importance to the tag team divisions. Look, Vince and Bruce Pritchard have said before publicly and privately that they don't see tag team wrestling as a draw. That's kind of why AEW is a promotion for tag team divisions, because they want to bring back the essence of tag team wrestling. That's kind of the draw of AEW in a lot of ways. Have some of the stars put over the up-and-coming talent? That depends on the talent, and that depends on the talent that they're trying to put over. Because, I mean, look, Hulk Hogan put over Billy Kidman in 2000, and that didn't amount to shit. So, it's got to be the right timing, the characters in the place. Bring back blood? I mean, it can enhance a feud or a match, but it's not really a necessity, if you will. And the 24/7 title, I agree. Bring back brand pay-per-views, I disagree. And the specialty pay-per-views, I agree with that. It's lost the luster. Pay-per-views like Elimination Chamber, Hell in a Cell, TLC, those type of matches, they've lost their luster when they're just used as a novelty pay-per-view every year. And put Undertaker in Bruce Pritchard's spot. You don't even know if Taker would be good in that spot. Taker could be just as much of an out-of-touch old fart as Bruce Pritchard. And you gotta understand, Undertaker has been loyal to Vince for over 30 years. So you might want to be careful what you wish for with that. As much as I love Undertaker, I'm not sure if Mark Calloway is the guy that needs to be in that spot either. Just my opinion. Let's see. Joel Wood said, ending the brand split. Anything else is just a temporary stopgap. When you end the brand split, you have more options, freshness. You don't have Apollo Crews with the Hurt Business for 6 months. You can combine tag titles. Eventually, they're going to have to. I do agree. The brand split is so 2002 at this point. And I know this is me as someone that has Excel and Impulse for CAW, for ACW, but I mean, I'm able to balance it though. That's the difference. I'm able to multitask and micromanage my both brands to where there's compelling stories on both brands. The WWE clearly can't do that for both Raw and SmackDown anymore, and they never really have been able to do that really in their whole existence of the brand supremacy whole storyline. So yeah, I agree. I think it's time to start combining back the brands, and those that are going to be your core talent from each level needs to be your core talent. Everybody else is just going to be enhancement, or they go back to NXT, or you release them. That's just the way it's going to be. Let's see here. Nick Charles, take the pro wrestling business seriously. Fans want to see quality matches. Stop with the unfunny comedy that only Vince and Dunn enjoy. More championship matches on Raw and SmackDown. Make the two brands different. Change up Raw by having each hour be something different. I mean, I don't want to sound like JR or Cornette when they say, like, you got to be serious about wrestling. Because it's like, the evolution of wrestling is the evolution of wrestling. Like, there are aspects of today's wrestling I don't like, but I understand and have to acknowledge that it is what the business is today. That said, I do agree, all this unfunny meta shit that WWE and even AEW at times, and a lot of other promotions, especially in the independents, that they do, it's annoying, and it's not funny, and it's cringe now at this point. Like, enough of this shit. So, I agree with that. But, yeah, I think more championship matches wouldn't be so bad of an idea, especially if they matter in a certain week, and especially if it's important. You don't want to do title matches every week, because WCW was doing that in 2000 as well, and, you know, the rest is history. But, at the end of the day, you want to make your shows important. You want to make Raw and SmackDown different, and at the same time, you want to make them in their own entity important away from the pay-per-views. That's just my opinion. Let's see. Billy, there aren't enough characters on Twitter to tell everything. For one, stop letting one sector of the fans dictate the direction of the product. Just because a few young adults like 50 flips during the first match doesn't mean it should be done. God, there's too much to say. Look, I think, and I know that tweet was probably directed towards like an AEW or something like that, but here's the deal. I don't want to see flips and kicks, quote unquote. That's the phrase we use for that kind of stuff. I don't want to see that every match. I do agree with that. I feel like every match should be at least somewhat different from the previous match. A little bit, if not a lot. But to say that flips and kicks have no place in wrestling, look, I mean, imagine what the old heads like, you know, Nick Bockwinkel or Lou Thez or Gorgeous George were saying about the likes of the Rock and Roll Express and the Rockers and the British Bulldogs and the Hart Foundation, the way they were wrestling at the time. You know, even Harley Race was criticized for a man that was using a headbutt back in the day. I mean, it's just the evolution of wrestling, you know? So it's no different here. Some like that style, some don't. That's just the way it is. That's just the reality of the business that we're in today. So I'm not going to sit here and say that it doesn't belong in wrestling, but I do think it should not always be a thing that is the standard of every single match, because one, it becomes homogenized like WWE style wrestling is, and two, you always want to have a variety of styles, a variety of entertainment whenever you're a wrestling promotion. So, let's see here. T-Man, literally better storytelling. Consistent and coherent storytelling goes a long way. I absolutely agree with that. I would love some actual great storytelling in WWE. That actually doesn't insult my intelligence. Thank you. See, a wrestling fan that looks at 40. Having matches that actually have finishes. Why would you wait 3 hours to watch a match you know is ending in a DQ or some other shenanigans? Should not be surprised when someone actually pins someone clean. I do agree with that for the most part. I do think, and look, I applaud the likes of New Japan and AEW for always having clean matches, for the most part, having clean finishes in their matches. But I also do think that there is a time and place for, say, a DQ or a quote-unquote dirty finish if it enhances the story or enhances the direction that you want a character to go. I do think there's a time and place for those kind of things. I do agree with that. I do agree with what you're saying, but I also do think disqualification, the countouts, and non-finishes, quote-unquote, have their place as long as you do it properly. Nick Charles. The first hour could be a kickoff show, the next focus on the wrestling. The third hour can be more adult-oriented. Vacant certain championships. Having one women's champion and one set of tag titles. That way, someone like Sasha could be on both shows. Ultimately, they need stars. Roman and Drew and Sasha are the only major stars. Focus on making new ones instead of relying on nostalgia. The shame of it is, if Stone Cold showed up next week, the ratings would go up. That's a problem. No new star power. Well, here's something we need to break down. In terms of the WWE aspect, in terms of that star power you're talking about, yes, Roman, Drew, and Sasha are stars in that aspect. But outside of that WWE mold, maybe Roman, but Drew and Sasha, they're not stars. They're not superstars outside of that WWE bubble. They're just not. Nobody recognizes them in terms of a mainstream audience. Like you mentioned, Stone Cold Steve Austin, or The Rock, or Hulk Hogan, or Ric Flair, or even John Cena, as recent as him. Roman Reigns is probably the only person that isn't a part-timer that you can really consider a superstar, and even his star is lower than a John Cena. And John Cena's wasn't even that impressive compared to, say, his predecessors like Austin and Rock and Hogan. And that's just the fact of the matter. So, yes, I do agree we need more star power, but if you're not able to create stars, then what's the point? If you're not able to create stars that a lot of people can look into, that a lot of people can say mainstream-wise, hey, that's a superstar, that's somebody that I want to hitch my wagon onto, then it's just mute. Hell, Sasha Banks was just on The Mandalorian, and WWE barely acknowledges it unless it's on social media. That's how broken the WWE system is in a lot of ways in terms of how they undermine their own stars that they're trying to push. That's kind of been one of my points that I've always made with WWE for the longest time now. They don't know how to make superstars like they used to, and the ones that you get happen to be by accident, and that should not be happening, quite frankly. And yes, they do rely on nostalgia way too much. Hell, this upcoming Monday on Raw is another Legends Night. The old heads are coming back again. All the old ones. The Sergeant Slaughters. The Hacksaw Jim Duggins. The Hogans. The Austins. The Michaels. You've seen this shit already. Now, granted, I know the response to this is because WWE Raw has record low ratings on the USA Network. They're averaging right now 1.5 million viewers at this moment. But the answer should not be a Band-Aid covering a bullet wound. You cannot keep bringing these legends in every single week and expect that rating to magically just solve all your problems in the company. At the end of the day, you need to build stars for the next 10 years. You need to start building these superstars right now. The more you keep relying on nostalgia, the more you realize that nostalgia isn't as strong as it once was, because that's fleeting. The audience is changing. The way that the whole structure of the business is changing. Austin is still popular to this day, but 10 years from now, is Stone Cold going to be strongly as popular then as he is right now, or even 10 years ago? Probably not. Probably not. The way people look at Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair now, those kids are going to look at Austin the same way, and The Rock the same way, and even Triple H the same way. It's just a cycle. WWE needs to be really hitching their wagon on people that they want to make as superstars. Not just stars for the WWE, but superstars that transcend beyond that. But the problem with that is that Mr. McMahon, Vince, Stephanie, whoever's running the company, they're afraid of the fact that they don't want another situation like The Rock to happen, to where The Rock got too big for the WWE, to where he left the company and he's now arguably the biggest box office movie star currently in 2020. They don't want another situation like that. They want to be able to control the narrative. They want to be able to control the talent that they have in the company. They don't want another Rock situation, or even a John Cena situation, or a Batista situation to happen. So they have to make the brand bigger than the talent, when it used to be the other way around. It used to be an Austin or The Rock or a Hogan that can come into the WWE and make that whole company bigger than it usually is. But now that the brand is the star now, if the brand suffers, then the entire company suffers along with it. You have to be able to improve the brand in order for your quality to improve. And until you do that, it's going to be the same cycle. We're going to be sitting here arguing. We're going to be sitting here coming up with ideas and solutions and predicaments and predictions. And you know, none of this is going to really come true because the people running the company are still at the top and they have no intentions of changing anytime soon. So what's the point? What's the point is my question. But I understand what you're trying to get at with terms of new stars. I understand that because they really need it. Sterling Archer asks, can we stop focusing on WWE as a whole and just focus on the changes WWE needs? I mean, WWE Raw needs? SmackDown and NXT are actually having good shows. Raw is just excruciating to watch. I strongly disagree with that. Stop with the King Corbin, Nia Jax, Elias, and Retribution. Change them up. Enough is enough for the corny and cheesy. Fans want serious, compelling stories. Bring back the manager role for wrestlers who can't talk. Enough with everything being so structured and scripted. And quite frankly, man, I think that's one of the problems. You go to AEW, right? There's a lot of talent that can't talk, clearly. So what do? They get managers. They get these old stars, or they get actual people out of the street that can talk, or people that can talk people into the building. They talk for them, and they make them a bigger presence than they already are. Look at Lance Archer every time Jake Roberts speaks for him, even though Lance Archer is actually a good promo himself. You know what I'm saying? Look at Don Callis, who's tied with Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega, his promo, it's always criticized as either good or bad, but Don Callis, a actual good promo, is speaking for him more now, and now it makes Kenny Omega to be an even bigger AEW champion. Managers have a place in wrestling because managers are there to, I know, novel concept, they're there to manage. That's the whole point. They're there to manage their clients, to make them a bigger star under their tutelage because they have to. It benefits them if their clients are big stars. That's the point of the art of the manager. And it's a lost art because, well, at least in WWE, because now it's more so the fact that they're just promos. They're just people that do promos for them instead of actually managing their talent. It's just different now. So, you know, I do think that's something that needs to be focused on, quite frankly. And I do think it's something that a lot of people need to look into a little bit more. But that's just a few things that I wanted to address from that tweet because I thought it was interesting personally. Let's see here. If you guys have any more questions and comments on the chat, just let me know. Let's see here. Probably got another maybe I want to say 20 minutes left, 30 minutes left. So I got another 25 minutes left, and then we'll call this a stream on this beautiful Christmas night. If you guys have any questions or comments on the chat, I will answer them and respond to them as quick as I can. Once again, I want to wish all of you guys a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And I hope you guys are having a very enjoyable holiday festive season, quite frankly. But yeah. Look at this man, bro. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. The shit that I get on my Twitter line, bro. God damn it, Poe. God damn that shit, though. That shit is juicy, though. Merry Christmas to Hakeem. Holy fuck. God damn, he needs some milk! Holy shit, god damn. Alright. And yes, that is the fucking gin talking. That gives a lot of devilish vibes. Holy fuck. Let's see here. Trying to find any other content here. Let's see here. Man, I'm about to eat, boy. Tell you. Oh yeah, okay. This is something I actually want to bring up a little bit though. But so apparently, you know, the fact that let's see, the fact that apparently Chris Jericho got into some shit with NBA Twitter on the recent Dynamite. People, I mean, obviously, you know, Dynamite this week aired after an NBA game, and NBA Twitter, who after the game got to peek into AEW, and the first match was Top Flight versus MJF and Chris Jericho, and apparently a lot of people got into Jericho for his body, his weight, and him looking like wide too fat. Yes, I'm that creative, folks. But I do want to just show you Chris Jericho's rebuttal to that. So Chris Jericho addressed being quote-unquote body-shamed, eye roll, from people on Twitter during his week's AEW Dynamite. He said, "Aw, they are? Well, either way, I guarantee I can do more timed push-ups, weighted squats, and incline sit-ups in all of them and still draw record ratings. I have a really thick skin, kids. Hashtag Le Champion." I told you, man. I told you Chris Jericho was not going to take this seriously. Like, knowing how Jericho is, bro, he takes a lot of material that's either for or against him, and he just makes it his own. You know, whether it's a little bit of the bubbly, or, you know, ratings god, or the list of Jericho, just Jericho's able to take things and make it his own, and he does it better than a lot of people. So I have to give him credit for that. I knew he wouldn't take it seriously. I know a lot of people got mad that Jericho was getting quote-unquote fat-shamed, but it's like, I knew Jericho wouldn't take this seriously. Like, a lot of you people are taking it seriously that he got fat-shamed or that people are making fun of him. It's like, dude, it's the internet. It is what it is. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So, it's just life, unfortunately. Let's see here. Yo, I'm still low-key heated that they copyright struck this stream. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Let's see here. Let's see here. Come on, give me something here. Let's see. By the way, what are you guys eating? Are you guys eating anything in particular this holiday season? Are you guys cooking something, ordering something? I don't know. I'm personally making rice stick noodles with shrimp, and my mom's is making lasagna and chicken, so I'm gonna eat good tonight, boy. Especially with all this liquor I've been piling up, boy, I'm gonna be sleeping good tonight. Once again, if you came in late, I did say that Excel number 106 will come out probably either Sunday or Monday, and it will be the last show or event from ACW period for 2020. So it's going to consist of, I believe, the vote of confidence decision for Mr. Smith. We've got Reiko versus Revy in a non-title match. Gone, who we signed to Excel just a few days ago, will be competing for the Intermediate Championship against the champion Lubach. The Annex Project will make their debut. Haru Glory will be making a split-screen interview via his home from Garage Island. He'll talk about what happened last episode. What else? I don't want to forget everything that I just remembered. Oh yeah, and also Merrick will take on Yugi Moto for the possession of the Millennium Puzzle as well. So a pretty loaded Excel episode, quite frankly, and it'll be the last episode. It'll be the last Excel episode for sure this year. and it's pretty much the last show or event from ACW for 2020. So consider it as a holiday gift from me to you. Trust me, you'll love the episode. Let's see here. Look at Marty Bell, bro. Look at Marty Bell looking fine as a snicker, man. I'll tell you what, boy. I'll tell you what, boy. I'll tell you what, boy. Ah, holy fuck, man. Top 10 asses, bro. On God. Yo, man. I'm out of control. Dog. If y'all knew me personally, it's like... never mind. I won't even go there. Let's see here. Am I trap thirsting? Yes, I am. At this point, I am. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, fuck it. I'll read it. It's John Cena tweet. I think everyone needs to read this anyway. Everyone needs to listen to this anyways. At John Cena, empathy is a gift that costs next to nothing to give, but it can have immeasurable value. With the unprecedented year we have had, work hard to give the gift of genuine empathy. A very profound, wise tweet from one John Cena, the doctor of thugonomics. A beautiful tweet, as always. Everybody does know that, like, I think an intern tweets his tweets. I think everyone should know that, right? Honestly, I'm not even trying to shit on John Cena. Like, I like his tweets. I do follow him, right? And actually, he follows me. John Cena on Twitter actually follows me on Twitter. That's fucking crazy. But again, I probably think that's an intern doing all his tweets. But even then, his tweets usually have a gold gem here and there, so I can't really hate on it too much. Let's see here. Let's get back to some questions if you guys have any questions here. Let's see here. I ate some ham, biscuits, macaroni, and green beans earlier. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. That sounds fucking boss right now, dude. That sounds lit. God damn. I'm about to kill these, man. I'm about to kill this playboy. Like, alright, I need to, okay. Alright, here's a little bit of a behind the scenes thing with Hakeem. Okay, every Thanksgiving and Christmas, whenever the food's all ready, right? And I get the word that it's ready, everything's put together upon the family, I purposely play the Goldberg music. I play Goldberg's theme, and I hype myself up for the plates that I'm about to devour. Oh, like, I wish Jukin and Ike Brown were here, because, like, they could vouch for me on this shit. I play Goldberg's theme, so, like, when... So, say, like, for example, like, Jukin will, like... You know how, like, the security guards would knock on Goldberg's door as a sign for him to come out? So, like, if my brother told me, hey, the food's ready, and then I just play the music, and then I just start stopping my face and start snorting, and I'm just like, dun dun, dun 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 dun, and then when I see, and then when I see all the food on the table, I just start doing the Goldberg, like, taunts, and just like, roar, and just start fucking with my arms, just throwing it and shit, and I just get ready to devour shit. That's Hakeem. That is fucking Hakeem, man. Hakeem is Goldberg. Keem Goldberg on Thanksgiving and Christmas Day. Swear to God. That is me. God damn. That's a testament to Goldberg's theme. It's one of the greatest themes in wrestling history, bro. God damn. Gets me hyped up every time for food. I don't know if I should be praising that. It might make me look a certain type of way. I don't give a fuck. It's my body, and it's my choice. And it's my food. I don't give a fuck. Why? I'm finna do it. I'm finna do it once the food's ready. Oh God. But now you know a little bit of a. there's a behind the scenes thing for all of you. You know a little secret of Hakeem. Blame the gin. Fuck. Gold King. Y'all are stupid, man. Gold King, bro. That's wild, bro. You know what? Fuck it. Hold on, let me do something real quick. Gold King. Okay. That's gonna be my new Twitter handle right now. I don't give a fuck. Bill Gold King. Bam. It's official. Bill Gold King. There you go. Thank you, Chad. I appreciate it. Kingberg. I should get my own piped in chant if that's the case then. Fuck it. I'm important enough. I deserve it. Fuck is who's gonna stop me? That's right. Nobody's gonna stop me, boy. No, I really should get that though. I really should get something like that in the future. This has been a fun newscast, man. I've actually enjoyed this newscast. I've enjoyed all you guys chilling and all that shit. Look at Natalia, bro. Look at Natalia, man. Some good old Canadian bacon, I tell you what. God damn. Delicious. Sizzling. By the way, have you guys been checking out the fucking Natalia's channel with her sister? Shit. That's some hot shit, man. Tell you what. Yeah, Natalia and her sister be into some shit, bro. I hate TJ Wilson in a way, because, like, I know that this motherfucker's got a set right next to him. 2 sets of the motherfuckers. And he just wants to watch New Japan matches. Like, bro. I love Okada and Shingo too, but if I see a pair of some things stanging, bruh, New Japan World's getting logged out that night, bro. And I ain't gonna be seen again until I log back in this motherfucker. Like, priorities, TJ. Priorities. Bro, I know y'all are judging me, and I could give less than a fuck, bro. Y'all should know me by now. Look at this shit, bro. Hold on. Bro. Look at this. Look at this shit. They got candy canes. They all sucking on it provocatively. Jenny's lips is banging. There's some nice DSLs. Now these ain't far behind either, bro. I am a fiend, bro. And I am the best kind of fiend. Not that bullshit Bray Wyatt does. I am the best kind of fiend for Canadian bacon, my guy. God damn. Goddamn right, Jamal. So I have a beard. So I have a beard for a situation like that, Jamal. Flavor saver. Yo, I hope I don't get striked for that one. Yo. Anyways. We've got 9 days, by the way, to Wrestle Kingdom, by the way. Got Naito and Ibushi night 1 for the Intercontinental and IGPW World Champions. And then they face Jay White in the second night. Guerrillas of Destiny facing Taichi and Sabre for the tag titles. Shit. Breadman Kojima challenging for Kenta's briefcase. Juice Robinson's injured, so he can't really do the match with Kenta. Okada and Will Ospreay. Tanahashi and the Great Okan. It's going to be an interesting Wrestle Kingdom in 9 days. Let's see here. Damn, everybody roasting the Warriors. Are they sucking ass this week or what? Are they sucking ass today or what? I have heard that the Warriors are kind of slacking, though. I'm not going to lie. By the way, if you guys like what you are hearing, I do have a personal Twitter, @HakeemIsWinning. My Twitter handle is now Bill Goldkeem. So, check that shit out. That shit's lit, boy. Let's see here. here. Let's see here. Let's see. We got any other content here? Or am I missing some questions that I did not catch up here? Let's see here. Hakeem versus Christmas food. You goddamn right. Hakeem don't jump to Christmas food. I'm always put over. I'm the main event of that match. You goddamn right. Think I dropped the stuffing? Fuck out of here. Hakeem don't do jobs for no food. Let's see here. Gold Keem and Keemberg kill me, bro. That's crazy. Fuck it though. It is what it is, man. I am Gold Keem, bro. Every Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'm Gold Keem, bro. Like, don't fuck with me. If I'm hungry and I haven't ate yet those days, don't fuck with me. You know what we need now? Hakeem versus Monkey D. Luffy in a no-holds-barred eating contest. I will wipe the floor with Luffy. Him and his bitch-ass straw hat. I will wipe the floor with that man. Granted, he's got his other focuses with Naruto at Victory for the world title on Impulse, but, yeah, I'll watch that motherfucker. Luffy don't scare me. Again, I don't do jobs for anybody. I'm 1997 Shawn Michaels when it comes to food. Fuck out of here. Imagine a crowd of fans looking at the plate of food in the ring as Goldberg's music plays and Hakeem Evan Johnson. Yo, this might be an issue. I might have problems. That might be the case. I still regret nothing. Don't get me wrong. Hey, yo, what? All right. Hold on. Alright, 1 second, folks. 1 second. I gotta play this shit. I have to play this shit. 1 second. Look at the 9 hearts here. I have to play this.
Don't cheat. Okay, here we go. Jenny, just let me have some space. Here we go. Hands back. Hands behind your back.
Hands behind your back!
You done?
Yo, something's happening with my pee-pee and it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. Oh shit! Holy shit!
You're hogging everything.
Yo, Natalia is not a sharer. What the fuck? Yo, God bless Jenny, bro. Jenny knows why we're here. Jenny knows the draw of this channel, bro.
I got two.
She got 2 in her mouth. This bitch is wildin', bro. Oh my god.
Stop it.
Holy shit.
Okay.
This is the type of content that I am born to be a part of. Bro, I know y'all hear those vacuum sounds right now. So don't play with me! Do not play with me!
Get out of the way. I won!
You sure did.
No,
you sure did.
Jenny.
Delicious. Delicious. I love these two. These two are the greatest women of our time. God bless. God fucking bless, man. My PB was doing weird things, and I don't know what it means. I probably should see a doctor for this. Or it's probably just puberty. I don't know. God damn. Yo, can me and TJ switch? Can I just play along? Like, I just want to be a spectator, bro. Yo, did y'all see? Yo, Natalia had 2 of them things in her mouth, bro. I fucking died, bro. And yo, both of them sound like some Red Devil vacuums, bro. I fucking howled. God damn. I'm trying to be good Hakeem, but god damn, bro. I gotta retweet that shit. That shit made me feel things that a grown man should not feel, but will allow. Holy fuck. Holy shit, dog. God bless this gen. Some Bombay and Canadian bacon can never go wrong for a brother. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, you feel, man. TJ can't be doing that shit right, bro. On God. Let's see here. Yo, don't get me wrong. If y'all have any more questions or comments, I will I will address them. Holy fuck, man. I hope this stream recovers, because I would hate for the strike to really not show this stream. That would suck. But, let's see here. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, TJ ain't wrestling no more, bro. And he not training either, because we're in a pandemic. And we especially in a pandemic. You telling me you got 2 of them things by your side, 4 if you're really lucky. And you just say, you know what? Nah, I wanna see what Okada's up to. Man, get the man. Goddamn Canadians, man. Goddamn Canadians. Man, see a brother like me. See, I be wearing them shits like a luchador mask, man. See, oh my god. Oh shit. Now I know what Brian's talking about when he does these Christmas shows. I get it now. It makes sense. Holy fuck, man. My boy out here. Holy shit, dog. See, you guys only know the Hakeem of the Newscast and ACW, man. But see, the Hakeem from a couple years ago, boy, man, surprises me how I'm still here on this earth. The shit that I was involved in, man. Not anymore, don't mind you, but which is better or anything, but you know, I just look back at some of the shit that I used to, and it's like, holy fuck, man, how did I, man? Let's see here. Why are motherfuckers complaining about, oh, the show in Cleveland? Let's not confuse why the Neidharts are the draw here. We know why we're here. I'm like Marshawn Lynch. You know why I'm here. All right, so like, get good, have sex, do something. Stop complaining. Fuck, got titties and some suction. Oh my god, suction on the candy canes. Let me pause and say that. That was a close one. Let's see here. Do we have anything else? God damn, this has been a fun newscast, man. Oh yeah, by the way, I do want to announce this before I forget, but alright. So for the new year, I already have plans set up for this. But in the new year for the newscast, right? We are going to do a newscast draft. Now, what does that mean? So, in January, right, when we do a newscast, I'll let you know when that happens, but we're going to do a newscast draft, right? We are going to pick 25 wrestlers between 6 promotions, and then we're going to draft a pay-per-view card every month, hopefully. So, like, the 6 promotions will be, say, WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, Impact, New Japan, and Stardom. Those are going to be the 6 promotions that we can choose our talent and wrestlers from. 25 in total. And you can play along when we do this live during the newscast episode. And then, once we pick our 25, we're all going to figure out what are the best matches we can put together for a pay-per-view card. And then we're going to GM mode it for the entire year. And we'll see how much you can keep up with it. But I'll give more details and more information about that as we get closer to that episode. But it's something that I wanted to do with you guys. It's something that I've been planning to do here on the Newscast for a while. I want to be more interactive with the chat and with the people that follow the Newscast. So we are going to do a Newscast draft sometime next month to where we're going to make sure everyone benefits and has a good time. So more info on that when we get more info on that. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that before I forget, because this fucking Gin is not playing any fucking games, man. So, but that's what we're going to do. Next month, it's the Newscast draft. And we'll pick 25 from those 6 promotions and create a pay-per-view card and GM motor for the year. So we're going to have fun doing that. Let's see here. That's right, fuck TJ. What the hell's wrong with that man? The fuck? Shit, if you read Bret Hart's book, that man is a Chad. What the fuck are you doing, TJ? Get those voluptuous tatas from your wife, and then your wife's sister got some things thinking, man. Man. They don't know, bro. They just don't know. They just don't know. They're like John B. They don't know. Data reference, but I don't give a fuck. Damn. I do have a question for you guys. I do have a question for you guys, though. What are some of your favorite Christmas movies and specials? Whether as a kid or growing up, or as an adult now. Now, what are some of your favorite movies and specials during this time of the year? I think some of my favorites are like the Bass Rankin films, like Rudolph and the Little Drummer Boy, stuff like that. The Charlie Brown Christmas special, I think, is another one. I know people won't agree, but I do think Die Hard's a Christmas movie, so fuck all of you. I love that movie. Jingle All the Way. Listen, here's the thing. I know a lot of people have talked how bad that movie is. Get fucked. That movie's awesome. It's an awesome Christmas movie. Sinbad stole that movie. He was a great villain. Phil Hartman was great. I think that was his final movie, too, before he unfortunately died. Arnold was funny. Big Show wasn't even in that movie. He was the big giant Santa guy. I love Jingle All the Way. Fuck everybody for... I think even Hammerstone from MLW posed that question on Twitter, and I replied back saying, dude, that movie is fucking awesome. And he actually liked it on my tweet, so... Yeah, Jingle All the Way is a fucking great movie. I will hear no slander of Jingle All the Way. It's a Christmas legendary classic. In terms of specials, though, I think... Like, in terms of, like, cartoons and shit like that... I think the Hey Arnold Christmas special, the one with Mr. Wind's daughter and how that all happened, I fucking love that special. Just one of the more emotional specials that I ever saw. What else? The Home Alone 1 and 2, that goes without saying. Yeah, there's a lot of great movies and specials during the summer year that I do look back on fondly. So I'm glad for that. I'm really actually glad for that. Alright, let's see. I think I got... Alright, it's almost 3 o'clock here. I think we'll wrap it up in a few minutes here, and then I'll let you guys go for this Christmas. But it's been a fun podcast episode. It's been a fun newscast here tonight. I know a lot of you guys have been looking for some joy in your lives, so I wanted to provide you guys some entertainment and some levity in your situations and in your homes and in your livelihoods. I just want to make sure you guys have fun and enjoy yourselves this holiday season. It's been a rough and tough year, but we're almost at the finish line. We're almost there. We'll get through it. We'll get past it, and hopefully 2021 brings us a very bright and strong year. So, got a couple minutes left, and then we'll probably wrap it up here. So if you guys have any questions or comments you guys want to get in before we call it a night here. You guys can do so right now. SpongeBob Christmas special. That's actually a decent one too. It's actually a pretty good one. Santa coming to town. A year without Santa Claus. Not bad choices. Not bad choices. Is it safe to say you're crushed on the Nighthearts? Dude. Gin or not, that's just a fucking fact. I'm looking voluptuous. And I can't even spell that off the top of my head. Alright. SmackDown is tonight. It is Friday. I know that there are spoilers out there. Please do not spoil them on the chat. Do not post spoilers of SmackDown on the chat here. If you know them, you know them, but don't post them here. But it will be Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens in a steel cage match. And Sami Zayn will defend the IC title against Big E. That's what you have to look forward to tonight on SmackDown. Let's see here. Let's see, what else do I got here? Man, JR cannot catch a break for nothing, huh? Yeah, so apparently Wrestling Inc.'s reporting that Jim Ross's recent comments ruffled some feathers with AEW. I'll read some stuff here. It says, during the latest episode of Grill and JR podcast, Jim Ross talked about his comments about wrestling talent struggling to evolve and how those comments led to controversy with talent in AEW. Ross said he meant what he said and clarified why he made those comments. Quote, I expressed an opinion, a philosophical opinion, Ross said. I believe that what I said was accurate. I also believe at times, and I apologize for this, I could be very upfront. I'd rather tell you what time it is than make the watch. I think that's what I did there. I didn't mention any names. I didn't call anybody out. I tried to report it as what I think it to be, which is an industry-wide issue. What's next? I told somebody about this the other day. Let's use the scaffold match as a parallel. What's next? A higher scaffold? How do you do a scaffold match too? It's bigger and better than ever, so somebody's going to fall farther. I did ruffle some feathers. It wasn't totally my intention, but I wanted to pay attention that this is an issue. Where does it stop? Ross said that the talent need to realize that their health is an issue when they perform high-risk moves. They do. He said it's a tough call to call a match and not say what he's seeing and pretend certain things are happening, like a group of wrestlers standing on the outside waiting for a talent to dive over the ropes and land on them. How can we protect our talents that truly believe in their hearts that this is the way to create an emotional investment with the paying customer or the TV viewer, Ross asked. I just thought when is enough is enough. And some things are just simply illogical. If I call matches in my career, not just now in AEW or anywhere else, with reality in mind, can you imagine all the times that you could have fun or not and be honest about things and call shit out? It would be terrible. And I think it's being more relaxed. Ross talked about the feedback he got from backstage from talent in AEW. He said he was surprised to find out that nobody confronted him about his comments. I didn't get mad at anybody over this deal, Ross said. I think some people got pissed at me. It's funny because nobody said anything. I thought there might be a discussion. I thought there might be some exchange of ideas and thoughts. I'll stand by what I said. Ross also talked about how he's been coaching the referees in AEW about how to do certain things. He said he had a conversation with them about how to stand when someone is being beat down in a corner, to make sure to watch the pinfalls and whether or not the wrestler's shoulders are down. Ross mentioned how wrestling fans can see on all wrestling shows the mistakes referees make. JR said he was told by them that he's the only one who ever taught them these rules and noted how he gives them advice constantly. The referees are being more abused, Ross said. We have nice people refereeing at AEW, hard workers, but I get on their ass sometimes. They all know I mean well by it, and they all know I'm the only one that's gone to them since I've been with the company to try and help them with their work in the ring. They appreciate that. It doesn't mean that I am right. I'm glad I said it. I probably would have selected a better choice of words, but I'll stand by the fact that I didn't call anyone out by name. I didn't try to humiliate anybody. If you were a talent who read or heard what I said and it bothered you, maybe there's substance there. Why would it bother you if it's a non-issue? It isn't a non-issue. Where do we take it to? Where does it end? I don't know where it ends. Ross said that the bigger issue he has with the lack of evolution in wrestling today is the concern over the health of the talent. He believes that wrestlers need to adapt and learn more wrestling skills and tell stories in different ways than the way they do now. I worry about the health and welfare of the talent, Ross said. So many wrestlers, even though many don't believe it, have limited skills set to go out and earn a comparable living as they are earning now. I think that's frightening to them. They don't have enough tools in the tools box from a wrestling side of the toolbox to reposition themselves in the world of what we do. If you get hurt, what do we do with you? What do you do with yourself? What are you trained to do? So that was just Jim Ross's comments about the state of professional wrestling and certain wrestlers and how they work. Now, I know a lot of wrestlers and fans of said wrestlers in today's wrestling business would see that as an insult or see that as some sort of personal attack. I've always been the guy that's kind of in the middle of all this, in the sense that wrestling has evolved. You cannot expect somebody to do a scoop slam or a diving headbutt and call that a finisher for a match. The business has evolved too athletic and too proper to where that just wouldn't be an acceptable finish. Same as the DDT. I know Ross mentioned that the DDT isn't a finisher anymore, and I get that, but a regular DDT just isn't a finisher. It's not a believable finisher for people that have seen that hat trick. Excuse me, goddamn Jen, this hat trick. Wrestling evolves, and this is a new style and athleticism in terms of professional wrestling. It's never been more athletic. Having that said, I do think JR meant well. I think a lot of people think JR is a grumpy dude that just doesn't get it in today's wrestling, and there is a lot of truth to that at times in terms of the way JR presents himself. But I do think in this particular case, there are wrestlers, not just in AEW, but there are other wrestlers around the world in different companies that have the same issue or problem. They don't know how to work, and if they do work, it's at the bare minimum to where they don't get the most out of what they can do. And I think that's a valid criticism, and that's one of the valid criticisms that I have with AEW too, in the sense that you can't expect to luck out every time you do these high-risk maneuvers and matches, and then you don't expect some sort of injury that can change your career, let alone your life. JR just wants to make sure that these guys are healthy and that they have a long career to do this, rather than just living for the moment and only having 5 years and then they're just a broken mess with nothing to show for it. I don't think JR meant the way they meant. And I think JR even admitted that he probably worded it the wrong way, but the essence of what he was trying to convey towards certain talent was correct, and he stands by it. I get it. Okay? Just because the business has evolved and changed doesn't mean you forget the fundamentals. Doesn't mean you forget how to properly work, and you don't forget that this is just a business. It's not legit. You're here to make money. You're here to be a draw. You're not here to actually hurt your opponent. If nothing else, you're here to protect them. That's the point of wrestling. It's not an actual sport. It's a sport in name only. And I think a lot of wrestlers, not a lot of them, but I think a certain sizable amount of wrestlers have forgotten that aspect of professional wrestling. And I look, I know JR didn't call them out, but I'm going to do it. But I know people like Brandon Cutler was trying to throw shade about JR's comments a couple of days and weeks ago. And it's like, dude, like, when you have to be that snarky about it, like, dude, the only reason why you're on TV, bro, is because you're like a friend to the Young Bucks, and they gave you a contract because you were loyal to them and because you're actually good with merchandise, you and your wife. But other than that, you're not a top level wrestler, you're not a draw, and you shouldn't be a guy that needs to shit on JR for giving a valid criticism about people and how they work. How about you take it to strides and learn something from that. I'm not saying you have to take everything JR is saying at heart. I'm not even saying that you have to agree with everything JR is saying in this aspect, because there are certain things I think JR is kind of missing the mark on. But the essence of what he's trying to convey to people like that is something they should take into, in my opinion. And I think, and look, I think people like Darby Allin, who does get it. I saw an interview where he actually supported JR's comments and actually agreed with him. And Darby Allin is one of those people that you didn't think would have that kind of philosophy in terms of less is more, knowing the type of style he does. But he agrees. And he says that, look, we need to be able to learn how to work and, in the sense, use moves that make sense and not just do moves for the sake of doing moves. I agree with that. I'm not saying that we have to go back to the 1980s to where a scoop slam and a pile driver is a finisher. But what I am saying is that, how about we try to get the most out of what we can do without hurting somebody or without feeling the much pain you have to feel to get that result. That's working. And I think if you can find that balance, and I think if AEW can find that balance, they will be even better than where they are right now, which they're really good. They're very good. But I think they can even be even better if they take some strides with JR. It's not like JR said, fuck this dude, fuck that dude, they're all shit, they're all pieces of shit, they can't do shit, they're not draws. He's just saying, dude, like, we don't have to do certain spots if you don't have to. If they're not going to finish a match, if they're not going to put people over, if they're not going to really be something that matters to a story that you're telling in a match, don't do it. I think that's reasonable, to me, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, look, I know JR is not always right. And I know JR himself has a lot of grumpy tendencies as a old man in terms of the wrestling business. I get it. But in this instance, I think he does have a lot of valid criticism that people should take account to. That's just my opinion. I know people will disagree, and I hope it's not. I hope people can. I hope people can understand what JR was trying to get at. But something tells me that that will not be the case. All right, I think everybody. I think we're all good here, unless anyone has any more. Unless anybody has final questions that they want to post in the chat, or they have any final comments that they want to make. I think we'll start to wrap up here. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we're almost done here. And this gin is starting to hold a vice on your boy. Who's your favorite anime ship? What? I think you're talking about, like, in terms of who's your anime crush if you have one? Anime crush. As a kid, it was either like. As a kid, for me, it was either like Sailor Mars or Chi-Chi from Dragon Ball. Those are, and Bulma too, but like those would be my three. Those are the three like I had like a certain crush about in terms of anime. But I didn't really like crush on anime people, like on anime females like that, like I did with obviously TV character females and shit like that. When did wrestlers get so fucking butthurt and didn't know how to take criticism? Well, you know, it's 2020 for you, man. You know, the wrestlers have become the marks now. It's funny, wrestlers will try to berate and make fun of fans for being marks. So it's like, motherfucker, all you guys are marks. You guys are the worst marks at the moment right now. You guys actually sign and don't read your contracts, and you're calling fans marks? Get the fuck out of here. And don't get me wrong, a lot of these fans are really weird and deserve to be bullied, quite frankly. Trust me, especially a lot of people on wrestling Twitter. But, god damn, these wrestlers, man, like, they're such crybaby hypocrites, bro. They want everything or they don't. And if they want everything, it's got to be perfect. Knowing damn well they wouldn't do this for everybody else. It's fucking weird. Anyways. Seth is a Twitter happy hypocrite. Of course he is. The man doesn't get it. Alright. I think we're good. I think you guys are well nourished and well relaxed. The 3-hour newscast for Christmas. We'll probably do a New Year's Eve newscast if I feel like it. If not, I probably won't do one. But if I do a New Year's Eve newscast, I'll let you guys know. But that's going to do it for the newscast here. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to wish all of you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. You guys have been very supportive this year despite all the tragedies and all the unfortunate circumstances of this year. But we're going to make it. We're going to get through it. And I wish you all a very happy 2021. I wish you all a Merry Christmas. And I hope to see you guys there next year. We're going to be alright. We're going to be okay. I love each and every single one of you guys. Thank you for supporting the newscast. Thank you for supporting ACW for all these years. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Be with your loved ones. Be happy. Be humbled. Be aware. You guys are going to make it. I trust each and every one of you guys. So, until then, that'll be it for the newscast here tonight. Once again, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And this is Hakeem Johnson telling you all to stay cool. Stay cool. Good night.